Voice of Cincinnati Reds, and you're up for Late Night Reds Talk.
Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday night. Another fantastic edition of Late Night Reds Talk Live, episode 55. Did not realize we've had 55 episodes now. Is that right?
Time flies.
You could have said any number, I would have said yes.
I know, yeah. I only noticed it because when Nick put the tweet out, it said it on there, and I was like, oh, okay. So, anyway, we'll get to a bunch of stuff today. I'm Tim Daniel, excited with our awesome panel as always. The man who puts this all together, our excellent producer, Mr. Nicholas Kirby. How are you, pal?
Well, hey, fellas, what's going on? Happy 1 week into the baseball season. Feel the energy. It's palpable. Let's go.
It is indeed. Also joining us, as always, each and every week, former big league pitcher, our good friend, and hopefully yours, Mr. Carlos Guevara, representing the Big Red Platoon.
What's up, boys? How you doing?
Fantastic, man.
Good.
Wow, it's already coming in.
Ooh.
Reds in 4, this is what we do. I don't know if you've caught on to this or not.
That's what all the cool kids do.
Yeah.
This is
we're all kids of the Griffey era, so therefore, this is what we grew up with. So, before we do kind of get into the show, we do have to let you know that our show is also brought to you by the Believe Podcast Network and Bet Online. Bet Online is your number one source for all easiest way to bet with the NBA playoffs and Major League Baseball now in full effect. Bet Online is where you can get all your boat bets and get a 50% welcome bonus towards your first deposit using our promo code BELIEVE. It's BLEAV. Bet Online, the best place to bet. I fucked that totally up. I had it in front of me and my phone
BLEAV? Question mark?
I'm Ron Burgundy. Yeah. Also, check out.
Starting off hot, boys.
Yeah, off to a good start. So also check out latenighreds.merchmake.com where you can get your awesome t-shirts, shot glasses, beer steins, coasters, dog shirts, dog bandanas, kids shirts, all here at latenighreds.merchmake.com. I think I do need to put a disclaimer in there that we actually have a secondary company that makes those for us. So if for some reason your shirt doesn't look cool, you have to contact them, and we apologize. It's not something we do. So,
and that bandana looks like granny panties.
Just had to say it, Carlos, didn't he?
That too.
Because now I can't unsee it either. All right, guys. Well, let's kind of get real quick into why people are here, and that's baseball talk, of course. So the Reds have started off 2-4. Obviously, we recorded on Thursday after the opening night victory against the defending world champions Atlanta. Had a couple losses there, including a really good game where they were down big, down 7-0. They battled back to make it a close game. Then they, lose the 2-1, and then of course Sunday we get the big win with Hunter Green. We, obviously had the 2 games today against the Guardians. So 2-4 so far, kind of stinks. Run differential of -5. But I can kind of say there's definitely been some good positives so far. and we'll get into quite a bit of those today. But you kind of look at the roster so far, and I really am excited about guys like, what we've seen from Tyler Stevenson so far has always been tremendous. Kind of filling in that 3 hole and hitting, he's got 2 homers already, hit 1 today. Yes, Steven, that the payroll differential of $58 million to $113 million is pretty insane. But the Guardians also have Stephen Kwan, who doesn't strike out ever until today. That was kind of like an amazing. That's like the best baseball stat ever. Was like, but yeah, I think so far I've really liked that. Tyler Naquin's been really good so far. Obviously the bullpen's been tremendous. So what are you guys kind of taking away so far from what we've seen from the ball club so far?
Well, I mean, I thought they played really well up until about the last 10 innings or so.
Yeah.
Things were looking really good up until then. It was a tough way to end opening day, and then a rough day today. I think you're going to kind of get that with Green and Lodolo. You're going to see some really good starts, like you saw on, maybe not really good, but pretty good starts, like you saw from Green on Sunday, and then you're going to have some clunkers like you saw from Lodolo today. It just kind of, I guess, comes with the territory with this. But yeah, I mean, if they could just scratched off one more win, I think we'd all be feeling really, really good right now. Because I mean, none of these are easy games. I mean, these are all tough games, and they're going to be really challenged here coming up.
Yeah, I think it's also important to note today that Tristan McKenzie was like really good for a majority of the game. And like when he's one of those guys that like he was number 1 prospect for the franchise for a reason. So when he is on, like he can bring it. I just wish he would like go to the gym sometime and lift some weights. Oh my God, that guy looks like a pencil standing on the pitcher's mound.
Well, Carlos, you've talked about it a lot about how, when a pitcher just doesn't have it and their commands all over the place and they walk and hit 4 or 5 batters in a row, it just is so deflating, right?
Yeah, it's really tough to have, your defense on their toes and ready to go whenever that happens. It sucked. I let you guys know earlier my thoughts on how like Lodolo's opening day performance, his first big league performance, was in front of 13 people. It sucks for him. I'm sure that probably took a little air out of his balloon, but you got to overcome that. He's young. I'm not too worried about it. It was kind of weird. It seemed like he went, this performance was a little bit backwards from what I saw at spring training. It looked like he took a step back. I don't know. Who knows? It could be nerves. He might have hit it well. It just, maybe he just didn't have it. I don't know. It just didn't look normal, like from what the last that I've seen of him pitch, which hasn't been a whole lot, but still it didn't look like it was. Like, Hunter Green was the opposite. Like Hunter Green looked like, he was almost there. His breaking stuff didn't look too sharp, but then on his debut, it looked really sharp and his stuff was there. It looked a whole lot better. I mean, he gave up a couple of home runs, but whatever, those are 1-run homers. It doesn't matter in the long run. And, it's a tough start. It's going to be a tough April. We all knew that it was. And, we're not really expecting huge things out of this ball club. So this first week, it's, like you said, if they would have won today, it would have been a whole lot easier to swallow. But here we are.
Yeah, I think also. Oh, go ahead, Nick. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I was just going to add, Lodolo last year in Double-A, I mean, he walked like under 2 batters per 9 innings. Like and like in 2019, he didn't walk a single batter in his like 18.1 innings in the minors. So, I mean, I would say it's just a fluky thing, where he didn't have it today, the nerves, whatever of the, million factors it could be. I'm not worried about Nick Lodolo's command long-term.
Yeah. At times it kind of looked like he was trying to be too fine with it, but somebody's gonna tell him here pretty quick, hey, you're here for a reason. Trust your stuff. Do the same thing you did, all the way through the minors to get you here. It's like whenever we talked with a couple of weeks ago, it was like, whenever I had my little stint up there, I gave the hitters way too much credit. You need to start throwing to thirds instead of trying to paint the black. You don't have to do that. If you have stuff like Hunter Green, if you have stuff like Nick Lodolo, you don't have to pitch like that. You can throw to thirds and get away with it. and they'll figure that out. Hopefully some of the older vets are on the staff, which there's not a whole lot, but they can kind of let him know that.
I was really impressed in his post game presser when he was talking with Jim Day, and he kind of he was like talked about like the Jose Ramirez home run. He's like I gave him way too easy of a pitch there. He's one of the best players in the game. Like what I showed him what I was throwing, and it's like, yeah, you're gonna get beat when you do that. And obviously Jose Ramirez had a very fun 2 days in Cincinnati. So yeah, I certainly understood that. Let's talk about Hunter Green real quick. You guys, we touched on it a little bit, but obviously was, super fun and exciting in Atlanta. Was really impressive. The fact he had 50 pitches was it 50? How many pitches did they say it was 100 or higher?
20. It's actually on the graphic there. You'd have to count them all up though. So, but no, those are all the pitches that were over 100. There's 20 of them.
Yeah, and like Carlos said, the home runs they gave up are solo shots. That's bound to happen, especially with the way he throws the ball. But was really impressed with his ability to kind of just throw everything here and there, and just kind of mix his pitches. Like Carlos, so we've been repeating forever about he's got his fastball. We're waiting to see what else he comes with, and the slider looked really good. I mean, the one where he got Adam Duvall on that slider, and Adam Duvall looked like he was 2 minutes ahead of the swing. Obviously exaggerating. Was pretty awesome. And then, didn't seem phased when he gave up the home runs. He just kind of went back to what he was doing and kind of just refocused. I was very impressed. I know the ERA says 5.40. I don't give two shits about that because it's his first start, but 7 strikeouts in 5 innings, had one inning where he wasn't super good, but the rest of the game was pretty awesome. I was really impressed with what we saw from him.
Yeah, I mean, I would add too, if that would have been a closer game, I don't think he comes back out in that 5th inning. Or at least he would have had a tighter leash. So 2 of the home runs he allowed were in his last inning. So, I mean, obviously eventually you're going to want to be doing, 5-6 inning starts. But when we were going into this game, I wasn't expecting a deep start. I'm assuming you guys weren't. So I feel like the line, is definitely very deceiving based on how that, game was going.
Yeah, hopefully he can use this as a lesson moving forward, because when you look at that pitch chart right there, look at the changeups. Those changeups are all over the place. There's really no consistency with them except for the ones that are down, and I'm sure that's where he was trying to throw those as a strikeout pitch. But the ones that are up, arm side and away into a right-hander, that's bad. That is not good at all. That's low ball A level type of stuff. So he needs to figure that out quick. Kind of interesting to see that the Reds pushed him up already with basically only having 2 pitches versus a right-hander and 2 versus a left-hander. That's kind of tough. That's almost like a reliever territory, but they're throwing him in the fire so he can learn the pitches on the fly against big leaguers. So they have the trust in him, to learn on the fly and to be able to make those adjustments, as he spoke of so nicely earlier in the week. If y'all got a chance to hear him about making adjustments from at bat to at bat, from inning to inning, not having to wait for week to week or month to month or season to season. He can make those adjustments pretty quick, and it's pretty cool to see that the Reds are throwing him in the fire so he can learn right now.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. Yeah, I don't think hopefully any angry Reds fan did not look at Michael Lorenzen's line yesterday, because he pitched really well for the Angels. But that's neither here nor there. I kind of just piggyback off what you guys said. I really, really enjoyed excited to see how he improves. I think we kind of taken him out. This guy's really only had 1 full season of professional baseball so far. So what he's doing is pretty awesome. So I'm very excited about it. How about the bullpen so far? Minus, I know Hunter Strickland had a bad day yesterday, but really have liked everything I've seen really for the most part from the bullpen. Tony Santion's been tremendous, and he's been used in multiple situations, which I really like. It's not just we need you to get the last 3 outs of the game. It's, hey, it's, a close game here in the 7th, and we need you to come and get these and stuff like that. And I'm really excited with how David's really used the bullpen so far to kind of get the things going to really help win the games. I know Luis Sessa is going to be the opener tomorrow. They're calling us the Cincinnati Reds, the Rays of the North. So that seems like that's happening. But we assume Raymar San Martin probably pitches the majority of the innings tomorrow. But yeah, so far really like what they're doing out of the pen. I don't know how much I love the idea of Hunter Strickland pitching high leverage, but we'll figure it out as we go.
Yeah, I think you got 3 guys right now that I think you feel really, really good about with Sessa, Warren, and Santillan. And Sims is close. I mean, Sims should be back by the next homestand. So I think that gives you 4 options that you're going to feel really good about. I mean, it was Hunter Strickland's, first game at Great American. I it is what it is. I didn't think that was a terrible spot for him. Those were really bad hitters that just happened to beat him that day. So, I think David Bell looks more at where they're at in the lineup than what inning it is, which I think overall over at the course of a 162 game season, that's the better way to look at it than, this is the 9th. I gotta have Santillan pushed, to 25 pitches on, the 5th game of the year. I don't know if that's the best long-term, play for the season. So I didn't really have an issue with that usage, but yeah, I definitely think there's 3. I think it'll be 4 with Sims. And then, some of these other guys, like even Justin Wilson, Dari Moreta, has looked good at times. You can kind of see his, the raw aspect of him, but I definitely think this bullpen's a lot better than what we saw at the beginning of last year. I don't think there's any question about that.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Whew, hard to be worse, but they are much, much better.
Yeah, they're better. Like I said earlier, of knowing what we got with their, what they consider their top 3 with, Santillan, Warren, and who am I missing? And then with Sims coming back,
Sessa,
and Sessa. Sessa to me is kind of right there on the border of being good and really good. So, with Sims coming back, I leave him out of the top 3, but it's a good 4th option to have, or especially 5th or 6th inning to bring him in a close game. That's a good bullpen there. Those other guys, I don't feel too good about. Hopefully, they're all going to get their chance, which is going to be tough though, since we're carrying 11 guys in the bullpen. That's a lot to get work in, and that's a big deal for a reliever, because if you go 3 days, that's a long time for a reliever not getting in the game. It's hard to keep your feel for your pitches because you don't get to simulate that. Starting pitchers, they start, on Friday, Saturday they're off, Sunday they throw, and they're throwing a bullpen. Monday they're throwing another bullpen. Tuesday they're off. So they get to throw 3 times in 5 days at, pretty much max velocity. A reliever can't do that. So it's going to be interesting to see who he gives the majority of the innings to keep them sharp, because that's a big deal. It really is.
I think we're down to 10 now. Lorenzen was put on the roster today, so they.
Excuse me?
Not Lorenz. Lodolo Lorenz.
Who got sent down? I didn't even see that. I must have missed that.
Someone got DFA'd.
Riley O'Brien got DFA'd. I don't know.
Come here for the latest hot news, folks.
Duarte.
Daniel Duarte, yeah.
Don't
Nice
put me in the
knowing you,
spot.
Yeah,
Nice knowing you.
All right, guys. We've talked about some goods so far. Let's get into the Moose situation, because not good so far, Bob. And I know Joey, a few other guys aren't hitting well just yet. Thank God for Naquin and Stevenson, what they've been able to do so far. But I know he got a hit today on a pretty high fastball. Actually, it was pretty decent. But obviously, this kind of seems like this is going in a really bad trajectory. It's the 3rd year now. I know he was hurt for a lot of last year, but he can't really move at third base anymore. And I think that's something that, yes, Chase, I hope the Reds do sweep the Dodgers. I am very much with you. But doesn't really seem like he could really move all that well over there anymore. I know he's DH quite a bit, but a little worrisome in the Mike Moustakas category right now.
Certainly hasn't inspired a lot of confidence
No.
in these first 6 games. Yeah, I mean, it's early. You know, I definitely don't want to overreact to anything anyone's done at this point, but just the defense on top of it is just it's tough. You know, I hope he goes to LA and just has a monster series and we're like, okay, there we go. It's in there, but it's tough right now, and you know, it'd be interesting to see what do they do when you get, you know, Barrero and Solano back in the next, you know, 4, 5, 6 weeks. If he doesn't start hitting, I mean, what the hell do you do with the guy? You know, like that's a really. Oh, I hope it doesn't get to that. I really do, but it's been rough.
Yeah, I think David Bell will sit him if he has to, you know, because he's going to be a liability over there at third base, and you know, like it or not, David Bell's he's coaching for his job. So if it comes to that, I mean, we already saw him bench Votto last year and Suarez, so I don't think he's going to have an issue benching Moose if it comes to that. Hope it doesn't. Hopefully he can turn it around, but I don't know, man. It's not looking too good.
Yeah, it doesn't help that Brandon Drury started off the first 6 games hitting really well when he's gotten opportunities too. I know he's not very good defensively, but you know, there is that.
Yeah. I mean, they need everybody to start hitting. I mean, Naquin and Stevenson are the only one doing anything. You know, Farmer's probably, I guess, about what we can expect, maybe a little bit more.
Hey, Colin Moran's 1 for 3. Put some respect on the name.
I mean,
Jake Fraley's got a couple.
Like, I'm not even at this point. I'm not even counting on Moose to be one of the guys that we, you know, need to hit or produce from. I'm like, if we get it, bonus. But you know, we need Senzel, Joey, India, you know, Stevenson and Naquin to keep doing what they're doing, and then, I mean, Jesus, Tommy Pham.
At least Tommy Pham though has had quality plate appearances.
Excuse me, what?
At least he's had quality plate appearances. I think he has like 5 or 6 walks.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying it hasn't been like Moustakas has been ugly plate appearances and ugly defense. Like there has been nothing. At least Tommy Pham has had quality plate appearances. His defense has been fine.
He tried to spear our center fielder. He Goldberg his ass.
I got that reference.
Oh boy.
Yeah, Tommy Pham, come on. But I do think, you know, if we want to get into lineup construction, that they need to move him down so he can figure that out a little bit. Like Stevenson, bat 2 hole. Like, I don't know what they got to do. They want to keep going right, left. But man, they got to get him out of that first inning.
I like Stevenson better in the 3 hole at the beginning of the year. But Carlos, I guess I would ask you. You know, you would know this better than me. I feel like, you know, 6 games into the season, you just say, all right, Tommy, sorry, we're moving you down. Like, wouldn't that kind of be a shot to his confidence, like this early to say?
No, he's a pro, man. He's been here for a while. He knows the way that this works. He's never been a middle of the order type of guy, like a number 3 hitter. Where else has he been a 3 hitter? I mean, I may have totally missed, and I might be way off, but
yeah, I don't think he was in St. Louis.
I mean, it had to have been like every now and then, maybe. But 3 hole hitter?
No,
he's probably more surprised that he's a 3 hole hitter than being batting 6th or 7th.
Yeah, I actually really like Tyler Stevenson hitting 3rd so far. It's been really nice.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I am too. I know we kind of give people a little insight into our text message feeds. We talked a little bit the other day just about, you know, not necessarily anti where Naquin's hitting in the lineup, just maybe the possibility of switching Joey to 2 and Naquin to 4. And obviously, you know, Naquin's got 4 extra base hits right now, so he's really kind of been leading the team in OPS. But are you guys kind of still thinking that way, or are you guys kind of like leaning more towards like how well he's hitting right now, or?
I don't know, what's your thoughts, Carlos?
What was the question?
I'm trying to look up Tommy Pham for you.
What
to
was your
let you know.
question?
I
Sorry.
asked if we're on a roll tonight. I asked if you were your thoughts on the potential of switching Naquin and Votto in the lineup.
I mean, crap. Not now. I mean,
Yeah.
But I mean, probably in the long run, I'd rather see if that's the way they're going to do the lineup. I'd rather Joey hit more often than Naquin. And I mean, today was the first time we've seen Joey hit in the first inning all year. It's not. I don't like that too much. I mean, he's still hitting. He's going to try to hit for power, so obviously his on-base percentage is going to go down. But I mean, he was still, what, 100th of a point away last year from being the lead on the team. So.
Pham, if you're wanting to know, has batted second by far more than anywhere else in his career. 289 games batting second, 112 batting leadoff, and then he doesn't have any other spot more than 50.
So
it's not very many ABs.
Games.
Oh, games.
I just did games.
Sorry.
Games started. So yeah, I mean, he has been a top of the order hitter, I guess, more than anywhere else. So I don't know. That's just what I was. I was thinking. I would have rather had Naquin batting switch with Votto, and I would have rather had Stevenson and Pham switch. But you're 6 games into the season. I just kind of feel like that's like, I don't know. I feel like you're kind of counterintuitive.
Yeah, but I just don't feel like Pham's that type of guy that you have to, give that chance to. Like a Joey or I don't know, somebody like Jose Ramirez that we face. Somebody's got a longer track record of being very successful. All-stars you give that kind of chance to, but I don't want to sound like I'm just totally disrespecting Tommy Pham, but he's not that guy. Like move him down. It's not like you're moving him to 8 or 9. It's like I said, if this goes really bad halfway through, I mean, David Bell, he might be in the hot seat. So he knows what he's working with and how important each and every game is. So, and plus, I mean, how many different lineups did they have last year? Why do we have to stick to one lineup now since there's a DH? Last year, there was 146 different lineups.
I do feel like he did start to stick with it more. And so I don't know why that is. When he started in 2019, it was a different lineup every single day. And it seems like he's gotten farther and farther away from that where he won some consistency. I don't know if he's gotten backlash or whatnot. The one point I would say about Pham is Pham probably is the best hitter on this team against left-handed pitching. So I think that more than anything else is probably why you have him, in between Votto and Naquin, your 2 best left-handed bats right now. It is because he's going to kind of be that that guy that's going to, you hope, that's literally the only reason you brought him in, is going to be the guy that's going to punish those left-handed relievers. I mean, I don't know, maybe Indy and Stevenson are close, but their splits haven't been as drastic throughout their career. Tommy Pham, his production has been all left-handed pitching. That has been what has made him. That's what made him $6 million this year. Is that so? I think that more than anything is the reason he specifically is in between those 2 guys, is just maybe more for those at bats late in the game rather than those at bats early in the game. But again, like I said, I would rather have Stevenson there anyways. I'm just kind of trying to dissect why I think that is.
Is this your I don't make the lineup?
Yeah, I don't make the lineup. But again, I don't really think any of this matters all that much. As long as you're not putting, 2013 Zach Cozart hitting second, none of this really matters. These are all, they're still putting their best hitters up towards the top. Lineup construction in that regards isn't that big of a deal. It really isn't. I mean, it's not going to create you that many more runs. Anyone who's done any studies on this, it would tell you that. I would say like Jake Fraley batting 9th in the lineup today was worse than any of the flip-flopping at the top of the order. I don't really understand why he was batting 9th, and you had Aquino and Farmer and Moustakas batting and Drury batting ahead of him. I didn't really understand that because he's, I think one of the better hitters against right-handed pitching.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
I hope
was
it
pretty-
wasn't David Bell trying to be like, oh, you're going to be my second leadoff hitter. I hope that wasn't the case.
It kind of feels like that was the case,
Oof.
honestly. Yeah, I don't. I mean, we're thankfully we don't have a pitcher hitting anymore, so we don't have to do the whole Billy Hamilton hits ninth behind a pitcher thing. But yeah, it kind of felt like that was what was going on. But yeah, I don't know, man. I hope, like I said, we're 6 games in, and I know we're kind of just going ahead, but I do think Senzel and Indy and those guys will be fine. I think Tommy Pham would be fine. Yeah, my guy, Paps with Monday. I don't have a PPR today. I'm sorry, my friend. But yeah, I think those guys will get together soon, and I think they'll be hitting really well. Real quick before we kind of talk about Tyler Mahle, how good has Nick Senzel been in center field so far? I'm pretty impressed. The outfield defense has been really good so far.
Yeah, I mean, he's been incredible. It's a huge upgrade. I think over the course of 162, you're really going to see, that, I think be a big factor. But yeah, I mean, he's been incredible in center field. You see just how big of a difference maker he can be. And this isn't, and these games have been, Great American, and Atlanta's not a huge field by any stretch. I'm excited to see him, get to play in some of these bigger stadiums like Petco. I
Yeah,
know they moved the fences in a little bit, but that's a stadium that I think you could really see him make some great plays and cover a lot of ground. So I'm really interested in that.
yeah, I agree.
The
Let's talk
home that
about
Guevara built, Petco Park. Don't laugh, bastards.
Sorry. So let's talk about Tyler Mahle's 2 starts so far. I know, obviously, opening night threw really well for 5 innings. Yesterday had a really promising outing. Didn't go forever. Only giving up one. It was only giving up 1 earned run so far. So obviously, it's pitched pretty well. I know yesterday the defense didn't have his back a whole lot especially after the Pham Senzel accident. But really have liked what I've seen from him so far. Really kind of taking that advantage of that number 1 spot while Luis Castillo is out. So really, what have you guys kind of taken away from his 2 starts so far?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's been really good. I mean, I don't think he's given up an earned run yet. I mean, look, he stepped into that number 1 spot. Gave the Reds, 2 really quality starts. Against 2 really good pitchers and Max Fried and Shane Bieber. So yeah, I mean, I'm so excited about Tyler Mahle and the kind of season that he can have. Man, he's gonna have another one. He's got the Dodgers on Sunday. Man, this guy is just really, going through the ringer. At least it'll be the Dodgers' number 5 starter, number 5, Andrew Heaney. But yeah, I'm excited for Mahle. I think he's gonna have a monster year. I really believe that.
I did too.
Yeah, I mean, he threw really well. The first game, second game. First one at home opener. Sorry. Yeah, he does have the 1 earned run. That I'm just looking at the box score from last game. They gave him 1 earned run. It sucks, man. That inning that he gave up those. What was it? 3 runs.
It was all soft contact. Yeah.
It was, the pass ball. That was brutal. Those suck, man. I mean, he got 5 outs that inning. Anytime you give a big league club 5 outs, I mean, it's tough to keep him off the scoreboard. So, I'm not holding his last outing against him. He looked good. His pitches looked good, sharp, good control of everything. So we'll see you next time out.
Do you kind of feel like, Carlos asked you this because he obviously is a former pitcher. Is there anything you potentially see, that you kind of, again, we're judging this off of 9 innings. I'm well aware. But do you kind of see like him kind of mixing his pitches a little more? Do you see like him not being as reliant on his fastball or his like location as much? You kind of feel like he's kind of getting more comfortable on the mound as time goes on?
With Mahle?
Yeah.
Yeah, you see him growing from year to year, just being more confident in his pitches and having more of a mound presence, knowing what he's going to do, having a great idea with Stevenson, a pregame plan. You don't see him shaking off as much. They're synced up, and which makes it a lot easier for a pitcher. He's just maturing as a pitcher, and you can see it, and it's fun to see. And hopefully, he continues on that trajectory of pitching better and better every year.
Yeah, Nick, you might remember this, but you show he's matched up against Andrew Heaney. I can't recall. I know he kind of struggled with his last year with the Angels, but you have that matchup, and then the day before, if I remember correctly, didn't the Reds like hit Julio Urias pretty nice the Saturday matchup against Hunter Green last season in LA?
I think Julio Urias absolutely dominated the Reds last year. But positive on him is I think his velocity was down like 4 miles an hour in his first start of the year. So I know there was a little bit of panic among him. So I'm definitely excited they're missing Kershaw, because Kershaw's the one guy that Bueller's, I think, a better pitcher, but for whatever reason, knock on wood, the Reds have had some success against him. So, yeah, I
What
mean,
is Haney? Is Haney right-handed or left-handed?
he's a lefty.
Bleh.
Yeah,
Three in a row.
He's the guy that was really rough last year, that a lot of teams were interested in, and the Dodgers ended up paying him like $8 million. And I think the Dodgers must see something in there. I think he had a lot of really good like StatCast numbers and things like that kind of were really intriguing to teams. So yeah, I don't know. I mean,
they're gonna have to get into that bullpen in that Dodgers series.
I don't know if you want to get into I don't know if you really want to get into the bullpen. Their bullpen is incredible. Like, I mean,
it's still early. Nobody's incredible yet.
Well, I would almost say that, playing the Dodgers at this point in the year might be better, because I look at the rotation. I'm like, that's not going to be the rotation in August and September. They're going to be adding someone at the deadline.
Yeah.
There's still that one guy that's on his leave right now that I don't know if he's coming back at some point. So their rotation is going to be better at some point this year. So I don't know. I mean, I guess that's the one, silver lining when you look at playing them right now. I mean, yeah, the Reds are missing guys, but I definitely think they're going to bulk up that rotation at some point. I just don't see that team, with all they have invested in there, with all that lineup, really having that be their starting rotation. Well, they do have Dustin May on the IL right now, who is a really, 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 really good young pitcher. So, yeah.
Yeah, and Kershaw pitched today. So you got that. You have Walker Buehler in the first game, and so like from there, you should feel more comfortable. Yeah, we did mention that earlier, Steven. Yeah, we do know Sess is pitching as the opener tomorrow. Looks like he's probably there to get the first 6 outs or so. Seeing how they kind of use that. Wanted to kind of get your guys' thoughts on a couple things before we move to our next topic. One of them actually is, kind of what we've seen so far. And there's been a really cool conversation about it through the season so far. But the new method of communication between the pitcher and the catcher, and how 2 other guys, right now I think it's Farmer and Senzel, are wearing the piece to kind of know like what pitch is coming and things like that. Like Senzel's kind of like shown like he really has liked it so far. I really like it. I really like, it seems like it's worked really well. Carlos, when you were in your pitching days, I saw that the Braves were like anti it a lot. Like Dansby Swanson apparently does not like it at all. But in your pitching days, would you have liked to have something like that more, or were you more of like a signal guy?
I probably would have liked that better, because I had a tough time seeing the signs. I always had to have the catcher paint his fingernails. But yeah, it's fine. I mean, it speeds up the game, which I really don't care about speeding up the game, but like it's cool. I mean, I don't see really any downside to it. Like, why would you oppose it, really?
Yeah, I'm in the same place.
I like how it's speeding up the game. We had a lengthy conversation about this. I'm with Carl. I don't really care if the game's sped up, but I do believe it's important that the game is sped up, for the health of the game, and for more casual fans than us idiots doing baseball podcasts on a Wednesday night. So yeah, I mean, that's good. Once they get the pitch clock in there too, I mean, I think that's really, really going to pick up the pace, and I think you're going to see these game times really drastically cut down. So yeah, I think it's good for that, for sure.
Yeah, I agree. And then obviously Twitter was in a frenzy today. Clayton Kershaw, first start of the season, has 7 perfect innings and gets pulled. And I know everyone was kind of I saw Jake Arrieta was one of the guys that came out and was like, you have to let him pitch. And then Kershaw comes out and is like, I don't really care. He's like, we just want to win. And we texted about it a little bit, just kind of like how we could, the uproar of it. And I understand there's always going to be an uproar when it comes to a milestone, but wanted to kind of get your guys' thoughts on how everything played out. I mean, I feel like the Dodgers did the right thing.
Yeah, I couldn't. Like, to me, when I first heard about it, was a buddy of mine that sent it to me, who is a basketball guy. He follows baseball more in the 90s and 2000s than he does now. Like, he's not up with the game and what's going on, all the advancement. And he's like, what the F? He sent me like the line, and I'm like, he don't care. Who cares? Nobody cares about this. It should be dumb. And then I hop on social media, and there's so many like prominent baseball names. Like, I wanted to quote tweet Jeff Passan and say something, but I was like, no way, he's gonna like roast me, and I'm like the easiest one to roast of all time, so I didn't even want to take that chance. But like so many other people, with verified check marks that follow the game, and former players were so mad. Fergie Jenkins made a comment about it. I'm like, what are we talking about here? Clayton Kershaw does not care about a perfect game in April. Yeah, it might be cool if he does it in June or July. Yeah, and then they're probably gonna skip his next start if that happens. Maybe even 2. Like, that does not matter to Clayton Kershaw. They want to win a World Series. They probably still have a little chip on their shoulder for it being during the bubble year or whatever. So I'm sorry, folks. Nobody cares about that on the Dodger squad, so you shouldn't either.
Yeah, I mean, this is a guy, I don't think he's pitched a full season since 2015. I don't really get that. Kershaw, wasn't he on the IL in 2020? Like, did he even pitch in the playoffs that year?
I don't know.
I
don't remember
much, if at all.
That was so long ago, I feel like.
I know. That's
been a long 2 years.
Yeah, he pitched. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Someone that's
You're drunk, sir.
During that time. Yeah, I don't know. I'm with you guys. I feel like Kershaw's not going to care about it. I love perfect games. I think they're awesome to pay attention to and watch. But I'm also totally okay in April if the team's gonna, on a shortened spring training, gonna kind of like play it easy with their guys, especially like Nick said, a guy who hasn't pitched a full season in quite some time. So yeah, I'm cool with it. So is there anything else we want to touch on real quick, or do we want to just go ahead and get into what everyone's angry about?
I don't know. Is everyone angry about Moustakas, or I don't know what is it today?
Old buddy Phil had a conversation with friend of the program Mo Egger yesterday.
Oh boy.
And he said some things.
That's the bottom line.
Sloaney asked you about the quote, show little faith in us, right?
Yeah.
And I saw you got right through the coals. So you have people who say, look, faith is earned, 15 years of ownership. They haven't won to the extent that we would like. And so you had my faith, but you've lost it. Why should that fan maintain trust in you?
Well, where are you going to go? Let's start there. I mean, sell the team to who? I mean, that's the other thing. I mean, you want to have this debate. If you want to look at what would you do with this team to have it be more profitable, make more money, compete more in the current economic system that this game exists, it would be to pick it up and move it somewhere else.
Yeah.
And so be careful what you ask for. I think we're doing the best we can do with the resources that we have. We're no more pleased with the results than the fans. I'm not sitting here saying anybody should be. I'm not polishing any trophies in the office right now, and that's what we're here to do. But the bottom line is, and I do think we've had to shift the discipline. We've tried a lot of things that didn't work, and they came this close to working and didn't. Nobody's got to tell me it didn't work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get it.
So I think we've learned from those things, and trust me, Nick is a guy on a mission, and he is a bull in a china shop that has his way to do it, and that way is to grow your own, and he's doing just that.
I don't want to put you in a tough spot here, but some comments from earlier this morning on the radio are making their rounds on social media. I was just going to try to give you a platform to respond to kind of what you said earlier today, because I think some fans are taking it the wrong way, possibly, or feeling like they're rubbed the wrong way.
Okay, what you have to be more specific.
Just saying that, what else are they going to do?
Well, the answer is, are you going to abandon being a Reds fan? Are you going to abandon following this team? We haven't abandoned it. We haven't abandoned investing in the team and the community. So the point is, how about everybody just settle down and celebrate and cheer for the team?
you can hate on us all you want. We're not going anywhere. We haven't abandoned our commitment to winning and investing in this franchise and in this community. So the point is, stay tuned and be a fan. Celebrate these guys, and look what they did in Atlanta, and come out here and celebrate that today. So whatever the message was heard, what I mean is stay loyal to your team and the players that give you 110% effort.
So,
Lord, give me the strength.
It's cringe every time.
Dude, it just pisses me off. Like, I wanted to punch my screen. Like, that's brutal. How do you – oh, my God. This is entitled, pompous. Like, you can hear it in his voice. You don't even know what's going on. He doesn't know the moves. Like, he doesn't know what the organization is doing and trying to teach. This dude, this gets me heated. This is the way that he talks about it.
Let it all out.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, he
has no clue what the people are mad about. He thinks that we're not going to support the team. Are you kidding me? This could be nothing but rookie level players, and when the lights turn on and it's it's play ball, we're going to cheer for the Reds no matter what. Like, don't get it twisted, buddy. We're not here to shit on the Reds. We're here to shit on you because it's been 15, 16 years of the same shit, and you want to feed it to us, and you want us to believe in it, and then you turn around and you tell us F you on opening day, not once, but twice, and then you come out and you send a apology at, midnight, 11 o'clock via message? Like, you can't even come in front of the camera again? Get out of here, man. Miss me with that. I don't want to hear him speak the rest of the year.
I don't think he is.
Yeah, I think his speaking about privileges were revoked.
I think he's in witness protection program.
I mean, I could go on forever about that. It's just, that's so bad. I mean, even our show is like the most optimistic probably that's out there. And look what we're talking about here. Opening day? Are you kidding me? Can't even give us opening day.
Yeah, that was the worst part. It's just, man, this is opening day, like, of all days, just to like, the thing that really was just the worst of it is, the Reds, they came out, they played a pretty nice series in Atlanta. They split.
Yeah.
And, it's been a rough offseason. It was a brutal offseason. There was a lockout. The Reds cut some payroll. The Reds traded fan favorites. Like, it was a tough offseason. And the city was still packed. Like, it felt like there was, almost maybe some goodwill coming back, and just, man, I don't understand it. Like, I've been someone who, like, I haven't had as much ill will towards the Castellinis and the ownership. I think it kind of is what it is. I'm someone who I look across baseball and I go, I don't think we really have it that bad. I'm not saying they're great and we should throw them a parade or anything, but just to be that tone deaf, that's just the most insane part of it. Is just on opening day to say, what do you want me to do? Move the team? And then, and I'm sorry, I'll shut up after this. My first thought when I heard that, I was like, oh man, what a stupid comment. He must have instantly, as soon as he left there, been like, oh man, because we've all said stupid things where we're like instantly like, oh God, what did I just say? But no, he doubled down like 2 hours later, like after he had time to think about it and have the people that are supposed to like point him in the right direction. That's the worst part of it, is that there was no like instant, oh yeah, I screwed up. And it's gonna be tough to come back from that. I mean, they better hope to God this team wins, because if this thing does go off the rails this year, it's never gonna go away.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to hear from a PR director.
They need one. They need one big.
What would
one
you
that's like standing right
advise
next
for them to
them.
say? They'd be like, absolutely nothing.
They need
Do
like a PR
not address the
dynasty.
elephant in the room. Just keep on moving. Say, it's opening day. Let's cheer on our team. Go team. That's it. That's all you got to say.
Yeah.
But what he said is going to make even more people not want to show up to the games.
It's not hard. This team is so easy to spin because they got so many good young players. All you do is say, hey, look, it was a brutal offseason. We it hurts us as much as it hurts you that we haven't won in 15 years. But we really believe in our plan. Maybe even like the fact that Mo Ager, I was listening to him this morning, and he really hit it on the head. Is what he was talking about, how like he expects us to trust him. Like, no, you should be like, hey, I understand it's hard to trust us right now, but trust me, we're doing everything we can. We're committed to this, and I just leave it at that. I just, why you would go in that direction, why you would antagonize a fan base on opening day
that already hates you. They're like a fan base that's already very upset with you.
Yeah, just
That's so it's so juvenile. Like, I wouldn't expect that from a local high school athletic director to say anything like that. Like, that's so bad. But it's like C. Trent said, you're born on third base.
Yeah.
Good question here from Mr. Juan. Would the Castellinis move the team? No, they're not going to move the team. The Rays can't move their team. They're not going to be able to. The Reds aren't going to move. That's not on the table. So that's what makes it like the most disingenuous thing, is like they're not going to be able to move the team. Like, it's just complete empty threat. The thing that has made me the most concerned about the movement against the ownership group is not move the team. It's not going to happen. And it's starting to worry me more now. Is okay, so the next time that they need that their baseball operations people are saying, hey, we need to trade this guy that's a fan favorite. The next time there's a Scooter Gennett or Adam Duvall or
Johnny Gomes,
maybe not even like a Jesse Winker, but the next time there's
Todd
a fan
Frazier.
then Todd Frazier is a perfect example, because anyone with any sort of realistic understanding of the value of a player knew that Todd Frazier should be traded at the time he should. I'm worried that they'll be like, nope, we're not trading it because it's not worth the backlash. So that is my biggest fear out of all this, is that Matt Harvey, that's another Reds, of course, said Matt Harvey. That's another, but that's my fear, is that this is going to cause that. And that is why, that is the biggest reason the Reds have had the more of the valleys than the peaks, is because of what they did in 2015, that they didn't trade people quick enough when they should have, and not being aggressive. That's what's held the Reds back more than the spending, more than anything else, in my opinion.
I just don't see it, getting better from either side. Like, I don't think it's ever going to get better. I mean, maybe if they win 2 World Series in the next 10 years, it might. Like, fans might. They probably won't ever come back to embrace ownership again, as long as it's under this regime, for saying that's how bad is what he said this week, putting out those articles in the Inquirer by nobody knows who wrote them. Like, obviously those came from them. Like, there's no coming back for the fans, but we can forget about it if they win. If I don't think that they're gonna hold on to those fan favorites either, because I feel like they're gonna be like, F you fans, like, you already hate us, so we're gonna do what we need to do to get where we're at, or to be where we want to be. So I don't think that's the case. That's where, but
I hope you're right. I hope you're right.
Yeah. That would be the best case scenario, and just lay in the weeds, man. Just shut up, Phil, please.
Yeah, I just thought so. Everything comes out and the conversation's there. And then today, of all people, shocking, I know, Doc writes an article about how the Reds fans and the Castellini should call a truce, and that both sides have heard their opinions and neither one of them are backing down. And it was like,
yeah, let's call a truce. Let's meet at the banks of the river back there.
I don't know. Me and Carlos, for some reason, don't see his tweets. So I'm not sure why that is.
Yeah.
oh man,
A guy reporting on the team who hasn't been in the locker room for more than 30 minutes in combined 5 years. Get out of here, P-Doc.
Yeah, especially because yesterday he kind of was like defensive for the fans, and then today it's like, nah, call a truce. And like, yeah, whatever. I've given him more time than he deserves really on this show. But yeah, just kind of just unbelievable.
I wonder what Marty thinks about it.
Oh God.
Somebody hit him up on Twitter.
That's all you, buddy. That is all you.
Yeah, we know you're not afraid to do that, so.
Go Reds.
Yeah, go Reds.
Chingo.
Let's talk about the Dodgers and the Padres coming up before coming back for St. Louis. Obviously, a lot of fun there. You know, I like the Luis Tessa thing tomorrow, especially with the top of the order for the Dodgers.
Yeah, I like that move a lot, and you know that is opening day for the Dodgers as well. So, you know, I think it might take a little bit of pressure off of San Martin. So yeah, I like them doing that. And Cessa hasn't pitched in a couple of days, and so you're getting him a good high leverage, a good usage spot for him right off the bat. So you're at least using him wisely and getting the series off to a good start. So I like that. I don't know. I mean, I kind of look at these next 7 games. I say if they go 3-4 in these next 7 games, I'm going to be feeling pretty good coming back home. You know, if they got the 5-8. I mean, this is not the month that the Reds have to kill it. This is the month the Reds have to not get killed. You know?
Yeah, this is the stay afloat month.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Though the more I watch the Cubs in that May series and see Seiya Suzuki, I go, damn, he's awesome.
I don't think they have the pitching, man.
Yeah, they don't, but
I don't know.
I don't want to schedule watch.
Yeah, we'll never ever say anything about the easiness or difficulty of the schedule ever again.
It worked in 2020.
Yeah.
Nobody remembers that, Nick.
It got he who must not be named a Cy Young, remember?
Yeah.
The year of the spider attack.
That's how everyone's going to remember 2020 in the history books.
Yeah. But yeah, I think, is there anything else we need to touch on before we wrap up here?
Nope, other than if you got a voodoo doll back home, get them fired up. We got to get those sticks going, sacrifice a live chicken. I did my part today by going to Silver Fox, shot and beer, get it to go, baby.
Yeah, I need to pour Jaboo.
Do your part, fans.
I still like this team. I think they're going to have a fun season.
I do too. I think it'll be a fun year. Yeah. Well,
great motivator.
Thank you all as always for tuning in. We'll definitely appreciate all the time you guys hang with us. The fact you guys come every Wednesday and hang out with us is super cool. We're very grateful. We will be back next week after the San Diego. Is that an afternoon game? That Wednesday game? Or are we going at 2 a.m.?
Just had the schedule up.
We will be at 9:00 Eastern time unless there's a rain delay.
Yeah. So we'll see
in
you
San
guys
Diego. It's perfect out there, Nick.
Well, now you've guaranteed a rain delay, so congratulations.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. So make sure to buy our sweet merchandise, support the show at latenightReds.com and give us your solid 5-star reviews at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, your podcast subscriber of choice. On behalf of Nick and Carlos, be sure to sign up for Bet Online and get your 50% welcome bonus. See you guys.
Look at Nick.